This is the guidance film for the AS-A2 essay top sheet to be submitted with any assignment being handed in. What you need to do is make sure you have completed one of these sheets front and back to make sure that you've properly reviewed the work that you're submitting. So initially then we have the AS and the A2, the A-level criteria for how we're marking, and then to the reverse side where we look for the different and specific elements required of the written work that you're handing in. Now you may well be using this video prior to writing your essay, or you may be doing this subsequent to writing your essay, but either way you need to tick and provide evidence that you have done the following. Okay, so initially you need to confirm that you've proofread your work and that you've checked for spelling and grammar. Please make sure that you've dealt with the fundamentals here. Capital letters for names and proper nouns. Right? Use of basic punctuation. Then we move on to the introduction. It should contain the context, the plan. Does it contain a developed plan? Do you go beyond simple paragraph identification and categorization? Are there added layers of analysis? And remember, you need to show progress from the best work that you were doing at your GCSEs. Do you actually express an argument? Do you know what the answer is before you start? It's much stronger to be able to start an essay with a definite statement, argue why you're correct, argue why the counter-argument isn't correct, and then conclude. And finally, have you identified with progress stickers the areas of particular strength that you wish to direct your teacher to look at? Place them in the margin next to the work that you've done, provide an explanation to explain why that is of particular note. Then we move on to basic housekeeping of the work that you're actually doing here. Does your paragraph order follow your plan? So if you talk in terms of economic, social and political, one would infer that economic is the first thing you're going to talk about, political, social and so on. Have you numbered your paragraphs to direct your teacher to look at specific areas and for your teacher to be able to direct you quickly to the elements of the essay that may need rewriting or reviewing? Do you categorize? You are not to build paragraphs around single pieces of evidence. You are expected to be able to categorize and group elements of evidence together. Make sure your paragraphs are not simplistic and basic. Remember, you've been taught to write PEA since the start of Year 7. Anything less than PEA, EA is going to be a retrograde, a backward step. Please make sure you've color-coded at least your best paragraph. Please make sure you're using quotes where appropriate. You should be remembering information that you can cite in your essays. And the color-coding, as we've already mentioned. Finally, look at your conclusion. Make sure that what you've written there does not contradict your introduction. And please make sure that you have developed your point, but without introducing any new information. Finally, upon completion of this mark scheme, please make sure that you do the reflection and the reply to the marking. There could well be additional tasks that you have to do on the essay and the feedback that you've been given.